Hi, everybody. We want to go into cybersecurity and networking knowledge, especially for those that want to enhance their career or even secure themselves against financial losses and the like. So, this will be elementary knowledge of Cisco packet tracer, the use of Cisco packet tracer, and things that you need to learn first, basic knowledge of it. So basically, you need to come to select what you will need, and we will need one router, we will need some switches. You come here to pick switch, then you select the switch that we need. I think we will need one or two. Let's use two for the basic things we want to do, and you select some end devices like your laptops, your iPads, and the like. So selected. This will be a simple configuration of network. Now you will need cables to connect them together, and I'll be using automatic table. So it's going to select what I need to use for me. So you pick the cables. As we continue, we will discuss more and practicalize more of advanced networking and the like. And don't forget to like GTM's Associates and comments and share. So what next do we need to do? We need to ensure that all these laptops and devices are communicating one with another. Then two, that this device can communicate to this device at another location. So we have two locations ahead of us, in front of us rather. This is one, and this is the second intranet so called. Then we have a router joining them together, and we have internal switches for them to communicate within their specific intranet. So what do we need to do now? Step by step, as you stay with me. We need to give all these their IP addresses. So you come up and you pick and label it. It's important that you label and you label correctly. So let's give this an IP 192.168.1.0. So who can tell me the class of IP address that I just used? So I'm going to just copy this, put it in the comments, and label them. It's important that they all have their names. So because this one is one, let's give this one two, just hypothetically, because we are going to need it as we continue. So let's start to configure. Now this must speak to this. So this iPad, or this laptop rather, must speak to this. Then we'll come to configure it using static IP address. Using static IP address. So the IP address that we are using is this, and when you are discussing about the gateway, it must start with 1. Don't forget that your gateway must start with 1. Then you go on to give the IP address to the laptop. So we can say the laptop should start from 5. Then don't forget to turn this on so that you can recognize it. You can close it, then this device should be able to work. We need to repeat the same thing for this device. Dot 1, and because we've given the other one 5, let's give this 6. Let's check now if they can communicate with one another. That is the first stage. So we pick a sample of an email and we drop it. Let's see if it's successful. If your configuration is successful, you will see. If it failed, you will see it that it failed, and you try to resolve it. So, but these devices can communicate within their intranet now, but they must be able to communicate with these people here too. And before they can communicate with these people, we need to do some configuration. We need to tell these people that they have a friend at the other end here. And how to do that, we need to route and tell the router the information about how to go about sharing the information. We call it routing information protocol, RIP. So let's do that now. Before we can do that, we need to check this to ensure that we know which type or which, how will I put it, giganet it's using. So you put your cursor here. This is showing us that it's G000. So most likely this will be 1. So it's 1. So this, first of all, is what we want to deal with. So we tell the router now that, okay, when you see packets from here, know that they are our friend. Okay, when you see a packet from here, know that they are our friend, and that is what we just did. Then we need to equally go and tell, sorry, it must be 1. Then we put it on. You on it. If you don't on it, it will not work. Now we on it. You remember I told you about RIP. Then you will go and add it. So once you add it, it recognizes it and it says that, okay, they are enlisted as our friend. Let's do this once and for all too, and you will see that this has turned green. You know, it was like red before. You see it has turned green, signifying that, okay, we are welcome to our our union. Yeah. So this IP address too, we must recognize it so that they will be able to communicate. And the IP address here is 2. So we put it and we add it. It's already added, but it cannot talk, right? Because we need to come here too and let it know that, oh, when you see this IP address too, know that they are our friends. So if they message us, please let them know that we are at home. Okay. So the subnet. So we close it. This ordinarily should turn green. Okay. So it's turning. It should turn green like this. Let's check. It seems something is wrong. We'll resolve whatever may be wrong on this port 01. Okay, it didn't really accept what we just did for, well, whatsoever reason. So we do it again. Invalid IP. Okay, did we use this IP before? I'm not sure we used the IP before. That's one. Okay, so it finally got it. It should change to green by now. So it's changing to green. Now that we've set up our union. Nevertheless, the people here, they do not know these people. Though the, should we say, the father of the house recognized them, or the gate man, the gatekeeper recognized them. But the tenants in the house now, they do not know who and who are living at the other end of the flat, and we need to tell them. So what we did here now, we need to do likewise here, just as we know that these people can talk, communicate to one another successfully. Let me ensure that you understand what I'm saying. These people, because they've not recognized one another, let's check whether it will fail or be successful. You see, they did not recognize one another. So we need to come here to now and say, okay, this is who we are, and anytime you see this IP address, know that they are part of the family and accept them in the beloved, they used to say, right? Then we can come in now and do the same thing. It's .2 we are using. So let's say that our static address should start from 5 people. Remember, we use 5 here too. So not for anything, you can decide to use whatsoever you want to start with. So we close it. This is done. We need to do likewise here. I may likely go back to that laptop that I just did. I want to be sure that I put in the correct IP address. Not too sure. So I'll need to go back just to check. Okay, not for anything, just to check. So that's two dots. Just we used 5 before, so we are going to use 6 here. Then we get our subnet automatically. So I said I will go back just to check. Oh, you see, it should be .2. That's what I actually intended to check. So let's check if these two guys can communicate to one another. But successful, wow. Before we check whether this can communicate to this, for those that are just joining us for the first time, my name is Gbenga Olatunji, FCA, and at GGM's Associates, we pride ourselves that we are value to life, we are value to your businesses. If your company, you see that it failed now, if your company wants to do penetration testing, don't forget to contact us at GGM's Associates. We are value to life, we are value to your businesses. Why does it fail? So let's try again and establish that it's failing or is successful. Then we know the root cause. Yippee! So this is how to put network together, and if it can work on the logical application like this, you can set it up physically in your office. Okay, you can set it up physically like this in your office. So all our devices are communicating to one another in-house and from one end of the earth to another. Okay, let's test these ones too. Yeah, this is successful. Okay, in progress failed. We'll try it again because they learn one another, just like when we are passing the a part for the first time, we may not get our part right, but second time, third time, it worked. But if it continues to fail, then something is wrong with your networking and you should check it out. So everything is communicating. See you next time as we build on this information and knowledge. Next time, I think we'll be looking at using more than one router to communicate to one another. Why did we use router here? What is the work of switches? If you know, let me know in the comments. If you don't know or you want me to do a video on all those fundamental or basic knowledge of networking, let me know.